This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 4th edition of Utkarsh Odisha Make in Odisha Conclave 2025 in Bhubaneswar today. Odisha government's flagship Global Investment Summit aims to position the state as the anchor of the Purvodaya vision as well as a leading investment destination in India. Addressing the business summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Eastern India is the growth engine of the country and Odisha is an important part of it. Prime Minister Modi emphasized that India's eastern part had a huge contribution to that and Odisha used to be the main centre of trade with Southeast Asia. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also reiterated the importance of indigenous production for the development of the nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also inaugurated the Make in Odisha exhibition, highlighting the state's achievements in having a vibrant industrial ecosystem. The exhibition will serve as a platform for industry leaders, investors and policymakers to converge and discuss the opportunities Odisha offers as a preferred investment destination. The conclave is hosting CEOs and leaders roundtables, sectoral sessions, B2B meetings and policy discussions, ensuring targeted engagement with investors across the globe. Over 7,000 delegates, including envoys, investors and industrialists from India and 12 other countries, are expected to participate in the business conclave. The two-day business conclave will conclude on 29th of January. India's Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said that there are immense possibilities of investment in Odisha through Utkarsh Odisha. The state is attracting investors from all over the world and soon it will become an IT hub. Indian Railways has achieved a major milestone by upgrading over 23,000 kilometers of track to support train speeds of up to 130 kilometers per hour. The development is a part of the government's broader efforts to modernize the rail network, improving connectivity and reducing travel time for passengers. An overwhelming rush of devotees has flooded the Mahakumbh Mela ahead of Mauni Amavasya on Wednesday. The movement of traffic towards the Mela site has been blocked till January 30th. According to a statement released by the Uttar Pradesh government, over 150 million people have taken the holy dip since the commencement of the event. India and China have agreed to resume direct air services between the two countries nearly after 5 years. According to a statement by India's External Affairs Ministry, the two sides agreed to take appropriate measures to further promote and facilitate people-to-people ties, including media and think tank interactions. The two sides also decided to resume the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra in summer this year. The yatra, which allows Indian pilgrims to visit the sacred Kailash Mansarovar region in Tibet, had been suspended in recent years. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Leader of Opposition, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Members of Parliament and other dignitaries paid floral tributes to Punjab Kesari Lala Lajpat Rai at the Central Hall of Samvidhan Sadan on his birth anniversary today. At least 5 people died and around 40 people were injured when a bamboo bridge collapsed during a festival in Bagpat district of North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh on Tuesday. India's National Investigation Agency conducted searches at 16 locations in Tamil Nadu as part of an ongoing investigation into ISIS radicalization. In business news, at close, the Sensex was up 535 points, 0.7% at 75,901. At close, the Nifty was up 128 points, 0.6% at 22,957. Indian rupee ended 20 paise lower at 86 rupees 53 paise against the dollar on Tuesday versus Monday's close of 86 rupees 33 paise against the dollar. Gold futures maturing on February 5th were priced at 79,961 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. India's Central Bank, Reserve Bank of India Governor Sanjay Malhotra met with top executives of public and private sector banks on Monday in the western Indian city of Mumbai in Maharashtra. The governor also sought suggestions from banks on improving the ease of doing business, emphasizing the need for closer collaboration between the RBI and other banks. Oil prices ticked up but hovered near a two-week low on Tuesday after weak economic data from China and warming weather forecasts elsewhere soured the demand outlook. Brent crude oil futures rose by 60 cents to $77.68 per barrel, while US crude was up 50 cents to $73.67 a barrel. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq ended sharply lower on Monday as Nvidia and other chip makers sold off after surging popularity of a low-cost Chinese artificial intelligence model, which raised investor worries about the outlooks for the current AI leaders in the United States. According to preliminary data, the S&P 500 lost 88 points to end at 6,013 points, while the Nasdaq Composite Index lost 607 points to 19,347. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 292 points to 44,716. India's Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal met Oman's Minister of Finance Sultan bin Salim Al Habsi during the last leg of his Oman visit. In a social media post, the minister said that the pair explored avenues to enhance India-Oman economic cooperation, expand investment opportunities to boost bilateral relationship. Piyush Goyal also held interactions with key business leaders from Oman at the Business Roundtable hosted by the Ambassador of India. The leaders explored avenues to foster stronger business ties between India and Oman. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, who is on a three-day visit to the UAE, held wide-ranging discussion with Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The two leaders attended India's Republic Day celebrations in Abu Dhabi. Addressing the event, Jaishankar spoke about India's journey towards developed India. The minister also highlighted how India-UAE relations have developed in the past decade, appreciating the contribution of the Indian community in the UAE towards forging closer relationship. India's External Affairs Minister addressed the inaugural session of the Raisina Middle East Dialogue in Abu Dhabi on Tuesday. In his keynote address, Dr. Jaishankar emphasized the deep impact the region has had on India. Minister Jaishankar also stated that West Asia holds strategic significance for India, describing India's presence in the Gulf as pervasive and crucial. Railway services in Bangladesh have been suspended due to an indefinite strike by running staff, including train drivers, guards, and ticket checkers, demanding special post-retirement benefits. Donald Trump signed 4 executive orders on Monday that reversed several Biden administration's initiatives related to the military. The first order signed by Donald Trump was an executive order reinstating members of the military who were terminated or forced to separate because of the vaccine mandates. The second was an executive order establishing a process to develop an American Iron Dome, a comprehensive missile defense shield to land the American homeland. The third executive order related to eliminating gender radicalism in the military, while the fourth is about eliminating diversity, equity and inclusion and the DEI offices within the military. Trump also signed an executive order to remove transgender ideology from the military, a major setback for LGBTQ+ riots. The US military has deployed Marines to the US-Mexico border to reinforce the barrier and curb illegal immigration. The move is part of the Trump administration's efforts to address the issue. Mexican authorities are preparing for potential deportations by setting up temporary shelters in Ciudad Juarez. In a strategy called Mexico Embraces You, authorities will provide deported Mexicans with food, medical care and other necessary assistance. US forged ahead with military deportation flights on Monday, sending another plane load of migrants to Guatemala. The flight is the third to have successfully landed in Guatemala since the start of the military deportation flights last week. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez met with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte at Madrid's Moncloa Palace on Monday. Rutte urged NATO members to exceed the 2% defence spending goal, citing new challenges that make it insufficient. Tens of thousands of Palestinians headed north to return home on Tuesday, streaming along Gaza's Mediterranean coast as part of a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. An overnight Russian airstrike on Ukraine injured 4 people, ignited a fire at a private business and caused damage to multiple homes in Kharkiv on Monday. We're heading for a short break here on Express News. Keep watching DD India.
What's highest on industry's wish list, if I have to ask you?
So highest in the industry's growth list is to see how we can, on the day the budget gets presented, we are able to say that this is a budget focused on growth. Right. So I would think that the private investments going forward, bolstered, as you said very rightly, that the public capex must continue, private capex will definitely pick up.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. The India Meteorological Department has predicted rain for the national capital in the coming week due to western disturbances. According to the IMD, the minimum temperature is expected to drop to 8 degrees Celsius, while the maximum temperature is anticipated to remain at 24 degrees Celsius with light fog conditions predicted. The Met Department said that disturbance is expected to affect Punjab, Haryana and western Uttar Pradesh from January 30th to February 1st, with rainfall likely, especially in the early hours. Heavy snow blanketed several regions in North Korea. The snowfall has been particularly intense along the country's east coast, where temperatures have plummeted, leading to harsh conditions. Homes and streets were flooded in western France in and around the city of Rennes after heavy rainfall was witnessed in the region of Brittany. France's National Weather Agency placed a red alert due to the risk of major flooding in Brittany, as the flooding has caused major disruptions to daily life, with roads closed, public transport halted and several businesses forced to shut down. Southern California is still grappling with major wildfires despite the possibility of isolated showers on Tuesday. The Palisades fire, which has burnt over 23,400 acres, is 94% contained as of Monday. It has destroyed 6,834 structures and damaged 1,016, with 12 confirmed fatalities. The Hughes fire is 95% contained after burning 10,400 acres, with evacuation orders now downgraded to warnings. As Rio de Janeiro grapples with an intense heat wave, residents are turning to unconventional methods to find relief from the scorching temperatures. In Benin, where the ecosystem is under threat from deforestation, overfishing and pollution, traditional voodoo rites are helping to preserve crucial mangrove forests, which serve as breeding grounds for fish, crustaceans and some birds. In the southern village of Gogotinkpon, which lives off fishing in Lake Ahim, locals regularly turn to the deities to help mark off stretches of mangroves as sacred areas. The annual Chinese New Year night parade is back to ring in the Year of the Snake. Around 100,000 spectators are expected to flood the streets of Sim Sha Sui as the parade brings a roaring celebration featuring a street party and spectacular floats. This year's parade will have a new member, Line Friends, presenting a float with sparkling sails to signify a transformative movement into the new year. With Chinese New Year just around the corner, Darwin's Changhua Society is preparing its lion dances for the city's annual street blessings to ward off evil spirits. The lion dancers blessed hundreds of businesses around the city to bring good luck and ward off evil spirits. Lang Jiaziu, a third-generation inheritor of the Lang Beijing Da figurine, a cherished national intangible cultural heritage in China, is dedicated to preserving this traditional art form. Among the various styles of door figurines across China, Lang Beijing Da figurine stands out as a unique folk art deeply infused with the rich history and traditions of the capital. A large artwork depicting the sun has gone on display in London, adding a new light in an elaborate hall dubbed by some as the Sistine Chapel of the UK. Helios, named after the ancient Greek and Roman sun god, the latest piece of artwork by British artist Luke Jerram added new light to the painted hall. Celebrities flocked to the Schiaparelli fashion show in Paris as haute couture is ongoing in the French capital. Among the stars in attendance were actress Kelly Rutherford, musician Pixie Lott, a former model and wife of former French President Nicolas Sarkozy. Carla Bruni. Haute couture runs through January 30th. Dior turned its looks inside out, peeling back the gowns to show a series of crinolines and petticoats for its spring-summer haute couture collection. Designer Maria Grazia Chiure showed pleated white petticoats, often topped with structured bustier and worn with pumps laced up the legs. Actor Anthony Mackie posed for photographers in Rome during a photo call for his film Captain America: Brave New World, the latest installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In the film, Anthony Mackie is joined by Harrison Ford, who makes the Marvel Cinematic Universe debut, playing the character Thunderbolt Ross. The Investigation, a new film by German director R.P. Kaul based on a play of the same name that dramatizes the trials of 22 Auschwitz personnel in Frankfurt from 1963 to 1965. Director Kaul said the investigation is also a reminder of the importance of maintaining a liberal democratic society and the constant vigilance needed to prevent atrocities like Auschwitz. 30 years on from its creation, members of Irish boy band Boyzone reunite to recount their journey to fame in a new documentary series. The official trailer for the highly anticipated three-part documentary series Boyzone No Matter What has been released. The Sky original series will be available on Sky Documentaries from Sunday. 28th January marks the 18th death anniversary of Bollywood's legendary music composer of yesteryears, O.P. Nayyar. O.P. Nayyar was remembered as one of Bollywood's most melodious and rhythmic music composers and had worked extensively with singers Geeta Dutt, Asha Bhosle and Mohammad Rafi. Nayyar bagged the 1958 Filmfare Award for Best Music Director for Naya Daur and is also credited with composing music for blockbuster hits of the 1950s like CID and R-Par. Paraguayan orchestra which turns trash to instruments stages performances at London's Lancaster House. The group has forged instruments from violins to trumpets from discarded pallet wood, X-ray panels and copper rods. Their repertoire ranges from Mozart to Coldplay via the Beatles and Frank Sinatra, and they have enthralled audiences in over 50 countries since 2007. On to sports news now. Uttarakhand is all set to host the 38th National Games from Tuesday. The Games will run until February 14th and will feature around 10,000 athletes competing in 32 different sporting disciplines across 11 venues in the state. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will officially inaugurate the 38th National Games in Uttarakhand on Tuesday, marking a significant moment for Uttarakhand's emergence as a sporting hub. India will hope to take an unassailable lead when they take on England in the third T20 match in Rajkot on Tuesday. India have established a commanding 2-0 lead in the 5-match series after convincing wins, whereas England will seek to avoid series loss after falling to win in the previous 2 games. Star India batter Virat Kohli began training with the Delhi team on Tuesday ahead of his eagerly awaited Ranji Trophy comeback after a 13-year hiatus. New Zealand all-rounder Amelia Kerr was named the ICC Women's Cricketer of the Year 2024, beating Laura Wolvaert, Shamari Atapattu and Annabel Sutherland to the honour. Australia are set to face Sri Lanka in their last series of the 2023-25 World Test Championship cycle. The first test begins from Wednesday at Galle. Travis Head will replace Sam Constas as Usman Khawaja's opening partner in the first test against Sri Lanka starting Wednesday. Former world number 1 Kidambi Srikanth will lead India's charge at Thailand Masters Badminton Tournament in Pathuwan. In tennis, India will face Togo in the Davis Cup tie on February 1st and 2nd at the DLTA complex in New Delhi. In soccer, Brazilian star Neymar and his club Al Hilal have agreed to terminate contract by mutual consent. Spain coach Luis de la Fuente has extended his contract until Euro 2028. Under Fuente's guidance, Spain won all 7 matches to claim the 2024 European Championship title with a 2-1 victory over England in the final. In hockey, Delhi SG Pipers ended their Hockey India campaign winless as they fell to a 1-2 loss against the Shrachi Bengal Tigers in Rourkela on Monday. Surma Hockey Club secured a hard-fought 5-3 victory against the Vedanta Kalinga Lancers in the Men's Hockey India League in Rourkela. And former Belgian national team player and current Lokeren Temse midfielder Raja Nainggolan has been arrested in connection with an investigation into cocaine trafficking from South America to Europe. So with that, we end to the close of this edition of Express News. Thank you for tuning in on DD India. Namaskar.